we're fine.
Yeah. And I think we're on. I can't hear you, no.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Yeah, who's ready for whatever this is gonna be? You want the top hat? The top hat is in the closet.
Can you hear me now?
Okay. Yeah, we're on. Also, Mom, we're
my
streaming,
God.
so.
Okay. Hello. Welcome to D20 Error. Welcome to a special edition of D20 Error, where we roll dice before one of our internet goes out, or Kate's audio settings decide to change right as we start going.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah. Anyways, my name is Kate. I'm the Dungeon Master.
My name is Miller, and I play Augie, the Human Paladin.
Woo! Okay, so if you're joining us for this special one-on-one, welcome.
Augie, the Human Paladin.
Woo! Okay.
Do you have the same open?
It was echoing in my head, and I was like,
I heard it echo too.
Great. Okay. Well, this is just the two of us today because reasons. If you don't know the reasons, just a heads up, this is an in-canon episode of D20 Error called Augie's Lost Days, which is an Avatar The Last Airbender reference, Miller. Do you know that? Did you know that?
I'm almost on season 1, Kate, so shut up.
It's one of my favorite episodes, and I thought it was really fitting, particularly for this particular session. It's going to be kind of chill. I have no idea how long this goes. That depends entirely on your choices. But this is kind of we're going to see what happens with the rest of the gang, hopefully this weekend. But this is kind of a chance to see what's happening behind the curtain. And I was going to do this with Miller anyways, and we were kind of talking, and we were like, hey, we should stream this so that you guys know what's up. I will say, since this is in canon, there are heavy spoilers for the past session / couple of sessions, maybe. So just a note, you're still welcome to watch with us. It still will be plenty enjoyable. If you don't know what's happening, there'll be some surprises for Miller as well.
There's going to be so many surprises from you guys.
Oh, I just rolled the natural 20. I should stop rolling that dice and save it. So, if you aren't caught up, if you want to be caught up, if you don't want this to come and spoil you for anything, just a note to be warned, I guess. I'm kind of taking my time because we started the stream about 10 minutes earlier than we expected. So, Miller, hi. How are you doing? Are you doing okay?
I'm doing great. I am so excited for this, and I wasn't really scared for this session until like this morning. Yeah.
I've been terrified. I did. It's a different flavor than we're used to on D20 Error, but it should still hopefully be fun. If it's not fun, Miller, by the way, let me know, and we can vignette to Augie, I don't know, in a casino for like years.
Cool.
So I'm happy to do that because this is it's just supposed to be fun. And if it's not fun, let me know. Okay.
Also, the live post is up. So if you want to blog that, maybe did you tell everyone in Skype that we're on?
Oh, no, I didn't. Maybe telling the rest of our party members that we're doing stuff, that would be a good idea. But we're going to get started in a few minutes for you guys watching while we do all this stuff. I don't know if you knew this, but again, it's just the two of us, and one of us is really bad with technology, and the other one runs all the technology. So,
Yep. And there was an echo that I didn't realize, so I got rid of it. We're good.
Okay. Oh, wait, so it's fixed now? Okay.
Yeah, it's fixed. And so, someone said in the chat, it's easy, just don't die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Late,
well, I mean,
but spoilers.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? While we're just chilling here, we do this thing on D20 Error where we're doing special self-care tips based on Dungeons and Dragon classes. And today is Fighter. And I feel like this is kind of fitting. It's a bit unconventional, but this particular tip has helped me through a lot of my life. And that is that sometimes either your inner kind of your inner brain, your inner monologue will tell you this, or someone else will tell you that you're not good enough, that you're not doing something right, that you're being too lazy sometimes, that you're doing too much, that people will find any way to criticize anyone else. Even yourself, you will find any way to criticize you. I know I do. So sometimes it really helps to do things out of spite. And this is a bit unconventional, I know, for self-care, but sometimes if you think about depression or anxiety as a person telling you that you can't do something, I find for me, I will be like, no, you know what? I can shower today. Watch this. And do something like that. Or say if someone tells you that you're not going to be successful in this, go out, prove them wrong. Sometimes spite is a very powerful thing. And
oh, yeah.
Okay, my audio settings just changed again. Are we?
Okay. I can still hear you.
Can still hear
that's
me?
What you're worried about.
Okay. So that's fun. And the reason I found that fitting is that most of the people that are going to be in this thing are more evilly inclined, and that feels like a more kind of evilly kind of self-care tip. But sometimes that works, and you shouldn't feel ashamed for doing that. Also, it's okay to experience negative emotions and to feel bad sometimes. You don't always have to be happy and bubbly, and there is catharsis in kind of experiencing and allowing those bad feelings to pass through you and move on from them. And that's easier said than done, but sometimes that's
also
helpful.
Very fitting for this session.
So much right now.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know if you can hear my dogs barking in the background. I'm trying
no, I can hear them. It's great.
If any of my viewers, any of the lovely viewers can hear it as well, there you go. Welcome. Okay. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Are you gonna say anything else?
Hmm?
You look like you're about to say something else. I didn't know.
No, I am ready.
Okay.
Terrified, but ready.
We'll probably take a break, like halfway through. I know where we'll take a break, but it just depends. We'll take our equity mandated 5 or 10, depending on time. So yeah, come along with us as we prepare and to step into Augie's Lost Days. Okay. So, Augie, you wake up groggy and on the floor. Your ears kind of have that tinny high pitch, that little in them. And you shake your head to alleviate the sound, but this warbled kind of wash comes over it and just kind of leaving you only able to hear the blood rushing through your veins and your heart, kind of this. You can hear the blood rushing in your ears. You blink and your eyesight is incredibly overexposed, almost like a bright white has just taken over the entire room as a wash, which is jarring because as your eyes begin to adjust, you realize that you are in a very dark chamber, completely surrounded. Eventually, your eyes begin to adjust to a black room with the walls covered in black rectangular shards sticking out 6 inches on each side, almost in a lattice-like pattern. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, around the entire room. Kind of looking like soundproof foam, but made of a black, very sharp-looking thing. On each of the shards on either side are these glowing red inscriptions in a runic language that you actually do not know. So you have no idea what they say, but you just see these glowing red inscriptions. Looking down at yourself, you realize now that you are no longer wearing your plate armor, and all your items have been stripped from you. Instead, you are wearing very simple vestigements, maroon slacks that are kind of capried and slashed at the bottom, a faded and dirtied red tunic with a large gash right here through the front, and a simple red sash to hold the pants up. You're not wearing any shoes, and you notice actually that the tunic you're wearing has a little bit of kind of teeth and bite marks on them. You go to rub your head, only to realize that your wrists are held together by a large set of shackles. Any questions so far?
Nope. So I got the shackles, the maroon tunic, the red, okay.
Yep.
Do I so I know I don't speak the language, but can I still recognize what it is?
Go ahead and make a history check for me. Or maybe just an intelligence check. History or intelligence? What'd you get?
Awesome. The first roll is a nat 1.
Great.
So,
it's okay. It fits. In your kind of, you've got a splitting headache, and just trying to focus on them at all, it's just glowing, and it does that thing with migraines where it kind of fades in and out and kind of, and it's just difficult to look at, and you have to look away. But as your eyes continue to adjust, you notice there are 3 other shapes in the room with you. So it's black on all 4 sides. It appears to be a rectangular room with 1 across from you and then 2 to either side. The one across from you is in shadow. And while you can tell that there's something there, it's difficult to make out kind of what it is. It just seems very large and amorphous, kind of like a big blob. The creature to the right of you seems to be around the same size as the general shape of the one in front of you, and is face down. But you can make out a little bit more of the details. It's got this greenish, kind of blubber-like skin with it's completely bald, and a very long and large, elongated head that kind of rests. You can't see a neck, but almost seems to rest on the shoulders itself, and continues into this large blobless form down to the ground, just looking down, not seeming to notice your presence, or either not giving any mind to your presence. Those are the 2. And actually, as you go and look over at the 3rd form near you to the left, you hear, look, the golden boy finally stirs. Now all we need is plan, and we can be halfway to Tarot by sunset. And you look over, and what you see is, surprisingly, a fey being. Has the slight light green skin, large, almost red, matted hair that it's less of luxurious, like stringy, and it looks more like strings and sticks. And there are 5 little wisps poking out at the top of the head. The creature itself is wearing what almost appears to be like leaves on either side and going down the front, with a long kind of tunic and a small metal belt with a metal clasp, and just very basic leather looking armor, and wearing boots. And strangely enough, you notice that his wrists aren't shackled together. And he goes, "Howdy, pleasure to meet you. The name's Smiler the Defiler, but my friends just call me Smiler, and you are my little corrupted sunflower."
Okay, what? I. Where am I?
Oh, articulate, are you? Well, welcome to hell. Is this your first time here? You been here before?
No,
Kind of as he's watching you, his smile seems to grow almost wider, almost taking up and it's beginning to split the entire face, just kind of staring.
I actually died.
Well, I don't really know, kid. We haven't really talked before. I don't know much of your story, but there's multiple ways to get to hell besides just dying. Uh, you seem alive to me, though. I mean, you're talking, you're moving around, you seem to be breathing, so that's cause for celebration, huh? I'd give you champagne or something, but sadly, don't have any of that.
What do you want with me? Why am I shackled? Why am I in a cage? Why am I wearing different clothes? Where did all my stuff go?
Well, unfortunately, I was here when you arrived. I really don't know much. That's how you were dressed. They kind of just threw in here. It's kind of their MO.
Who's MO?
Uh, Zariel, the entire kind of, demons, fiends. They don't tend to let their prisoners and captives keep their stuff. I mean, if they did, I would have my sword and all my stuff, and I would be long gone. And you actually look and notice that although his wrists are shackled, his ankles are very much tied to the floor. And while he seems to be kind of lying down in a position to look at you, his feet are very much stationary in the place that he's shackled to.
How long have I been here?
Hard to say. I mean, there's no sunlight, there's no things. We get fed once a day. Time's an interesting thing. You've got a little bit more growth, so I don't know. Maybe. And you actually, as he says that, you kind of look down, you notice that you do have a little bit of a beard growing. A little bit. It's not. It's patchy. It's not fully.
It's scruff. Yeah.
It's a good amount of scruff. It's not like father time long, but it's there.
Do you know what they're gonna do with us?
Well, it depends on what you're here for. What'd you do?
I don't really know.
Huh. What's your contract say? Are they just waiting for you to just turn into a or are they waiting for you to turn into a lemur? Like, what's up?
I don't have a contract.
That's peculiar. Really? I mean, to be in hell, there's kind of like a little punch card. I'm surprised you're just so green. Can I call you Greenie? You know, like the little the dog toys. You know, Greenies.
Yeah, please don't. I'm
Alright. I
I'm
guess.
Augie.
Augie, hi, nice to meet you, Smiler. Uh, I mean, well, you are in hell, so keep your punch card. Maybe you'll get bingo.
Have you tried getting out of here?
Yes, and you actually, for the first time, you kind of see his smile fade a little bit. He's still smiling, but not quite as much. And he goes, "Yes, only been stuck in here for less than I've been in the realm in general about 70 years, I think now. Been in here maybe 6 months or so. I don't know.
6 months. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna. It's fruitless, but he's gonna try and like break the chain relative. Like he's just gonna try
Okay.
to get out.
Okay, make a strength check.
That is 16.
16. You give a good effort and you really try and you see a little bit of strain, and for a second Smug goes like, he looks a little interested and he leans in deeper and just it just doesn't work. They're just a little too strong.
So okay, we're going to hell.
Uh
I have a contract.
really?
Do you have a contract?
I've got many contracts, believe me. Sold my soul a while ago. You know, sold my soul to the devil for I don't know the TikTok lyrics. I'm gonna be real, but I don't know. I think there's enough that. See, I got you to smile. That's pretty good. Smiling's what'll keep you sane down here. I mean, just look at how sane I am.
Very. Yeah.
Has no one?
So these.
But you seem really lost. Has no one taken you on the grand tour around here?
No, I just woke up.
All right. Well, obviously there's no way I can actually take you out, but close your eyes. We'll go to the realm of imagination. Take you on the grand tour. Allow me to be your tour guide through this hellscape metropolis. So, close the eyes. Close the eyes. All right, welcome to Avernus, the first lair to hell, and might I say, we rank first in both amenities and style. Yes, from the stunning river Styx to our utter lack of landscaping, this blooming shithole is the perfect stop for all your destitute and lack of grandeur needs. This gorgeous hotel you are staying in is one of the many cells to hold the captives of Zariel aboard her flying fortress. What it lacks in fashion, it makes up for in fortitude. This is your home for a while, and I'll be your roommate until they deem you broken in enough to do the bidding of the fallen angel, or until you turn into a fattened blob and sit all day and complain about the lack of food. And yes, Jerry, I am talking about you. We are all sick of your whining. And he kind of turns to look at the one across that you saw that kind of has his head down. And he doesn't do Jerry, the aforementioned Jerry, just kind of shifts and kind of you hear like a little and he just lays down a little bit more. And he goes, and that's the tour. That's all that's interesting. Although, if you are interested, the Devil Rider is much more interesting. We've got lots of interesting goods and services, but in terms of sights, there's not much.
Okay, flying fortress. I'm a flying fortress in the first layer of hell.
Yes. Yes. You're doing wonderful, especially for just waking up. I mean, I know I take at least 30 minutes or so to wake up after that, and I'm all like, so you're doing a great job.
Thanks. Um, so how? So we kind of they just keep us in here. That's it for as long. For how long?
Goodness knows, I don't know. I've been here for about, I think I said about like half a year or so.
Yeah.
They give us food and water once a day. It's kind of, it works. It's functional. Uh, Sometimes if they forget, it's less than that, but we we make do, except for Jerry, who always tries to steal extras. So watch your plate. You've been out for a little while, so kind of got used to extra portions. It's too bad, but you're just such good company. These two over here, they don't really say much, so it's nice to have a smiling face.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Okay. I am. So I'm just. Am I just on the floor, shackles like the same as him?
And you actually look
Okay.
down, and your ankles are shackled similarly to his as well, although yours seem to have a much looser chain, and you're actually able to, like, it's not attached to the wall, whereas his is. Yours seems to be just your ankles are attached to each other, and your wrists are attached to each other. The
Do I see a
manacles themselves
door?
aren't connect. Looking around, you actually don't see a door. Or actually, you know what? Make a perception check. Make a
Cool.
perception check.
Perception. 15.
Okay. You actually do see there isn't a classical like door, but there do seem to be a little place where some of the lattice shards kind of line up and form a small thing that you could hypothetically open. And the shards themselves, actually looking past them, you can see through them. There's nothing not much on the other side, but around it's basically like these shards are almost floating in place, and there doesn't seem to be any particular like structure or wall necessarily.
Okay. Can I go over to where the not really door is?
Yeah, you kind of
Um,
waddle over.
yeah. And kind of just like bash on it a little bit, trying to see if like it will open if someone hears me.
Okay. Um, roll a. Never. If someone. Okay. Yeah. Roll a dexterity check.
Okay. 14.
Okay. You only take 3 points of piercing damage as the shards. They're really sharp by nature, and as you're banging, they they're all detached. So banging on one doesn't necessarily make a noise, but it does manage to give you just a little bit of a line as one of them cuts you from the banging.
Okay.
You kind of wince back. And he
I'm
goes,
gonna sit. Oh,
nope,
no,
you
I'm
go.
just gonna sit near the door and just kind of stay in that area.
Okay. He goes, so you got a life story. What's you who have no contract?
Are you from the Feywild?
You've heard of it. I was a while ago, and came down to adventure for a bit, was running a few errands, and then, hey, what do you know? My adventuring party left me. So I've been making a life for myself down here, Sold my soul, did some deals, have a gang. That's pretty exciting. You know, just doing my part and doing death-defying stunts and looking hot as hell while I do them. That's a joke. You can laugh. Thank you.
Were you the amalgamation?
The what now?
Were you there when? Okay. Basically, the Feywild
Uh-huh.
and my plane.
Which is?
The normal one.
Okay. Prime material. Got it.
Yeah, they kind of squish together.
Like, the two just... Did everyone die, or are they all...
No. People are alive, but
Alright.
it's weird. So
Sounds it.
you weren't there when that happened. You were here, and oh god.
Yeah. Yeah, been here for 70 years or so, and no offense, but you don't really look to be that old, so...
Well,
If this happened in your
yeah.
lifetime, I wasn't there to witness it, so...
Were you ever on the my plane?
Prime material? Nah. I think I went, like, once. There's a really good... Oh, gosh, what was it? Crepes! There was such a good crepe shop. I think I went there once and I had some of those. But no, mostly Feywild, and then dropped down here for a little bit, looking for a sword, and then couldn't find it, and then got lost.
A sword?
And now I'm here! A sword, yeah, it's a long metal thing, and it's got a little bit of a point
I
at
know
the
what
end.
a sword is.
Oh, congratulations, it's very exciting. Not everyone knows that, there's some dumb people down here, and he kind of points over to the other two that are in the room with you.
You're looking for a sword. What kind of sword?
Oh, gosh, I don't even remember. I think it was just a magical sword, something that could help with things. Ugh, I don't really remember. Gosh. The memory just runs rampant when you're having so much fun. You know what they say, time flies.
When they brought me in,
Yeah.
did you hear them? Did they say anything? Any about me? About
They probably did. I don't really speak the language. You know what? I'm getting kind of, I'm just gonna, and he snaps his fingers, and you watch from the corner of the room as you hear this all of a sudden gush of water just as this waterfall begins to appear, and a stream trickles through halfway through and kind of dividing the room in half. And these trees, these luscious kind of fruit trees that have peaches and cherries on them begin to appear. And he kind of rests against one and he goes, "You like my island? I can't tell you how many play hours and how many bells it took to get it to look this nice." And he kind of props his feet up. And watching the water stream through and feeling the soft breeze of this small oasis and the grove of fruit trees, you feel all of a sudden the dryness of your throat becomes palpable, and you can kind of the little bit of saliva begins to form on your tongue as you see the fruit and smell it, and you realize that you are incredibly dehydrated and incredibly hungry as you're just looking at this. And he kind of just leans back and just, hold on, hold on, hold on. Yeah, that's it. There it is. Kind of just listening to the babbling brook as he lays down on a soft patch of grass that has now erupted and appeared.
Can I get a drink, and can I drink from whatever you just made?
I mean, you can certainly try.
Is it not? I'm guessing you can't really drink or eat from it.
I mean, it'd be so fun to watch you try.
Okay.
But it's nice.
You get
Sometimes you get all swept up in all this demonic stuff and the fire and the hell that you just gotta relax.
Did they come in and give you food yet for the day?
Not yet. It's been a little bit. Hopefully we'll be getting some soon.
Augie's gonna go by the door, and now he's gonna kind of wait for when they. And so the room is just basically dark. Like there's nothing else in there. It's just me and three other figures. It's
Yes.
Smiler. Okay, cool.
Jerry
So yeah, I'm just gonna wait.
Miscellaneous.
Jerry.
That's not the name yet.
I'm gonna wait by the door.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, he's gonna chill by the door and kind of wait for someone to come
Smiler keeps trying to engage in conversation with you, figure out where you're from, what your name is, or you already said your name, things like that. Okay, and eventually you wait about, it's hard to tell time, but you wait a little while, and eventually you see as two of the slits kind of open, and you watch as 4 trays of what appears to be a small cup and a bowl pass through. Yeah.
Is it just a small slit? Like how big is the slit?
It's small. It's like,
dang it.
Yeah, it's about that big. Maybe Augie's head. You could probably fit maybe Augie's head through.
Okay. He's not gonna look through. He's gonna say see if he can see anything through the slit. Like what is there? Where is this coming from?
Yeah, make a perception check. You're doing great, by the way, and I love and cherish you.
I love you too. You do. I love this guy. I love Smiler. Okay, I got 14.
Okay. What you see is two large leather boots and what appears to be kind of like a red claw sliding the last thing through. The floor itself appears to be made of like a thick stone, and on the other side you see that similar thick stone, you see just like a wall. So basically just 2 leather boots, the last little bit of a red claw, and then stone. And
Okay.
that's it.
He's gonna yell to whoever's on the other side, like he's gonna say, "Hey, Where what do you want with me?
Okay. There's no response as you watch as the slit closes. And you can still kind of see through it, and you watch as you hear as the figure slowly walks away.
I hate this place.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say it grows on you, but it doesn't. You gonna eat that?
Yeah. Yes. Apparently I haven't eaten in 6 months, so.
All right. Okay. So we're gonna jump ahead a little bit. You're doing really. I'm proud of you. Can I get you to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Totally. Ooh. Oh, okay, it's not too bad. 15.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So, just for the purposes of this, basically, you've been eating the food and drink for a while now. It comes in a very small cup, like very small, and a small bowl of what's like a basic porridge. But the porridge itself, like the food, it tastes like ashes, and it's just disgusting, and just like it's there to sustain you, but it does not satiate hunger or anything in any way. The water, surprisingly enough, is very much the same. It does the job, but it just tastes burnt. You don't know how someone can possibly burn water, but if they could, that's kind of what it tastes like. It's just this acrid sort of flavor in your mouth that just it never really goes away. So with that 15, we're gonna say that you only take 1 point of exhaustion, kind of through this kind of bad kind of situation that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
You only get 1 overall instead of like 3 or more, which is good.
Cool.
You did pretty good. Escaped a lot of that.
Thank you.
So this is a while later. Make an intelligence check for me, please. Just a check. Just want to see. No.
4.
Okay. You have no idea how much time has passed. Absolutely no idea. It's been enough that your muscles have kind of started to fade a little bit. They get a little bit looser. This clothes around you they've gotten much baggier. The beard actually, and it's gotten kind of pretty nice actually. Like where it was patchy before, it's still patchy. Let's not get that wrong. But there are places where it's grown a nice little bit, and it's quite scraggly.
Good for him.
Good for him. We love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the food, the water, everything just is like crumbled like ash. And so, yeah. So with that exhaustion, just note that means you have disadvantage on all ability checks.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been at level 1 before.
Yes, that's true. I just want to make sure that you knew that, and make sure that anybody else watching, because we're streaming right now, knows that.
Yeah.
You actually, your hair itself, the red has kind of grown a while, and there's now like a lot of it is still blonde. It's more blonde than red now, and but even though it is blonde, it's not back to your usual curl. It's very dirty and just it's kind of gross. It's just you've been in here a while, basically.
He hasn't showered in 6 months, apparently.
As far as you know, you don't even know how.
I know.
Okay. So, it's about this time. You and Smiler have grown closer. Smiler is still there, if you wish.
Oh, yeah.
If you,
Oh, I
yeah,
do.
he's a cool guy. You eventually have grown used to and appreciate the days where he makes his hallucinatory terrain kind of help work on shaping it a little bit. So now it's increased the both of you. One of the figures during this time was taken away in the night. You actually do not recall, but you just woke up and realized that he was no longer there. That was not Jerry. That was the other one. Jerry is still there. And, Jerry's gotten really annoying. He tends to, he will just sit there and sulk, and he'll do the thing where he, and then if you don't pay attention, he kind of whined louder, just is just really whiny and wants everyone to know what he's upset about. But if you ask him what he's upset about, he says that he's not upset about anything in like his jarbled infernal. It's not a good situation, but you and Smiler have gotten better.
Close.
Yeah, you're thick as thieves, but not really, because something peculiar that you've noticed and that Smiler has talked to you about is that eventually everyone tends to get kind of corrupted to the dark side. And during the first couple of weeks, Smiler would talk and discuss about how he was excited for you to finally join kind of that point of view, because it would be so much more fun if you did. But you've noticed you've maintained for the most part your same ideals. And Smiler jokes with you about it a little, but also seems secretly a little bummed about that fact. But it's this particular day where you're waiting around for food, which you know usually comes around the same time. But instead, you hear it slides open, the normal food slot. But instead of food, you see a small bundle of fabric slide through. And you hear a gruff voice here. You've been summoned to meet with the Archduchess. Put these on. And are given that. The slot slides closed. Smiler kind of looks at you and goes, "Well, golden boy. Sounds like you've been summoned."
Have you ever been summoned?
No.
Cool.
All
I'm
right,
gonna go
man.
and
You
check the clothes.
catch the shoulder. All right. You put it on. It is much nicer than the stuff you've been wearing. I don't know if this could be like a personal thing. I don't know if you personally have decided that you've been trying to eat your shirt a little bit, but this tunic itself is much nicer than what you've been wearing. There's still maroon slacks, but the slacks they're soft and comfortable, and they go all the way down to meet where your ankles are at. They're very clean, and you have a fitted maroon top that is long sleeves but very breathable material. And there's a black tunic with thick golden trim that wraps around the shoulders and kind of crosses in the front and is tied with a gold cord around the middle. Still no shoes, and still no kind of accessories beyond that, but just very simple. But you look clean and put together were it not for your appearance. Oh, something that you noticed, by the way, or something that you kind of inquired about, the scar or supposed scar from the back from your chains, there is not one.
Okay.
There isn't one, and there isn't one in the front of your chest either. There's no scars
Yeah.
except for the scar on
The
your face.
normal.
You're actually,
Yeah, I was about to ask
yeah,
about that.
it's surprisingly clear, with the exception of that one, the scar around your face. So you are When you're done, you kind of go over and knock 3 times on the ground. You've learned from your mistake. Knock 3 times on the ground near it. And the guards come in and kind of pull you out with some force, and you kind of stumble as you feel a blindfold be placed around you, and there is clacking as the shackles from around your ankles are taken out and tossed, and you hear ching, ching, ching as they're tossed back into the room. But your wrists remain. Okay. Can you make an intelligence check for me, please, as you are being escorted throughout the hallways?
Oh wait, is this a disadvantage?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Ooh.
Advantage because you're hungry and starving and not well cared for.
Exhausted. Yeah. Let's see. That's gonna be 10.
Okay. What's nice is now, even in your kind of grogginess and you're stumbling around, you don't necessarily know, you aren't able to track where you're being taken, but you get the feeling, you kind of pass through some place and you realize that they're leading you around, purposely trying to confuse you, kind of bringing you up, bringing you around, bringing you back down, kind of leading you in a discombobulating way so that if you were to try to escape, you wouldn't really know where you were in terms of the flying fortress. But eventually, you are taken up to, you're stopped, and the blindfold is taken off of you, and in front of you are a large set of double black doors with red runes emblazoned along the sides. And they aren't glowing so much as the runes in your cell were, but they almost appear to be made out of moving magma as they slowly begin to shift in and out. This language, by the way, as you have talked to Smiler and kind of gotten to know, is Infernal. Yeah. And while you speak Infernal and you cannot understand Infernal, you come to be able to recognize the fact that it is Infernal. So, okay. Can you make a perception check for me, please?
Mm-hmm. Ooh, perception. Oh, dang, it's a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Oh, dang it. Oh, that's fair.
Okay. Yeah, that's all you see. So the door slowly opens at first with a heavy crash that shows you and as you watch, they open out towards you, just how thick these doors are as they open and come grinding to a halt, reveals inside a large banquet hall of sorts, but there's only a singular onyx table taking up most of the room, about 5 feet in width and 60 feet or more in length, as it just stretches on. The room itself almost seems to be kind of an optical illusion. As you watch, it almost seems to grow and just continue growing and kind of expansive. It's very jarring to look at. On the table in front of you, though, it's not really much as the optical illusion is taking up your attention, as on the table is a huge buffet of sizzling meats. There's turkey, there's different kinds of meats. There's a whole pig with an apple in its mouth. There's roasted vegetables, there's potatoes, there seems to be different fruits, a different kind. There is a small fountain in the middle that is a large pitcher that is pouring wine, that is cascading down and seems to magically just be consistently cascading down. And what's interesting is there are a bunch of chairs set up, but there are only 2 places set. And one is at the far corner, far in the back at the head of the table, where a figure sits, and the other is right in front of you, one of the guards kind of pushes you in, and you kind of stumble forward, catching yourself with your your forearms on the ground as you hear the doors behind you. And you now realize that you and this figure are the only people in this room. And you hear the figure seated at the far end of the table, just able to audibly make it up. You hear, "Come, Augustus, sit by me and rest your tired soul."
Can I see, like, can I visually, like, make her out? Do I recognize her as the woman who, you know?
So you do not recognize her.
Okay.
Yeah, even with that epilogue and stuff, you weren't able to make out what the person was. But you see a woman, or at least a woman with just dark black robes with kind of like red peeking out from the sides, completely bald head and pale to the point of white, with large kind of pointed ears and piercing red eyes that seem to almost glow, with kind of dark black makeup, or maybe makeup, with what appears to be teardrops from the middle kind of pouring down and stopping about midway in black. Nose and what appears to be kind of like black lips with a talon, and a large kind of circle of fire that just sits above, almost like a halo effect of fire that just sits around. And she looks patiently, kind of picks up her goblet and raises it and says, "Come, Augustus, sit by me and rest your tired soul."
Fine. Sure. And he kind of walks closer to her.
As you walk, it's set up very nice. It's got there's 3 different kinds of forks, a plate, and then a knife, and then 2 different kinds of spoons, and a goblet that are all made of gold that seem to shift around the table and move with you as you go. And she waits there. She doesn't make eye contact. She doesn't watch as you approach. But eventually, do you approach and sit down?
Yeah.
All right. You sit down and kind of you screech the chair out to open, and it slides and kind of makes that little across the dark kind of obsidian floor as this black chair comes to rest, and you sit down, and it's suddenly pushed in behind you, and she takes a nearby pitcher and she goes, "You must be so thirsty." Pours the water and hands it to you. Not hands it to you necessarily. She sets it back down at the place. She wouldn't hand something to you. She goes, "My dear, I didn't poison it. If I wanted you dead, it would have killed you long ago."
You're Zariel?
"Yes, I am. And you're Augustus.
Mm-hmm.
Please. Would you like me to drink first?"
He takes a and takes a sip.
Surprisingly, unlike the water that you've been drinking for who knows how long, it is crystal clear, and it hits your tongue, and immediately you realize how thirsty you are, and you mean to just take a sip, but you end up downing the whole thing and kind of place it down, and kind of it's crystal clear, and it's cold, and it just moves. You can feel it kind of move through your entire body, and she kind of chuckles darkly and just and fills up another glass. She goes, "No one will judge you here, dear. Please drink as much water as you like." She just takes her goblet, which is it's a large kind of crystallized glass of dark black, and you can't see what's inside, but as she kind of drinks, there's like a little bit of a reddish liquid that she kind of takes and drinks.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Of course, dear.
Most importantly, why am I here?
Yes, of course. I'm not one for the politics of this world, but it does pain me to see a warrior wither away without the heat of a luxurious battle. I'm certain I would be pained in your position. I want to help you with that. But first, you must help me. Think you can do that? And she's going to reach out her hand and kind of brush a little bit of your hair that's fallen out and just brush it gingerly behind. And you see she's very, very sharp, almost talon-like claws as she does that, but she doesn't hurt you. Just gingerly tucks it behind your ear.
I was told most people are down here because they have a contract.
Well, you see, under normal contractual circumstances, when a mortal strikes a deal with me, I take their soul and they join my legion. Normally that would be enough. Mortals don't tend to last very long in the prime material plane, particularly not those of my caliber seeking the honor of battle. However, your father's contract was much more involved, what with the manipulation of power and complete overturn of the power balance. I would have, under regular circumstances, have never acquiesced to such a request. But there was something in his heart, something so devilishly fiendish and filled with an unquestionable thirst for battle. Well, let's just say he struck me as interesting. Kind of takes her finger and runs it around the glass. So I agreed, but with exception. I required collateral. That would be you. We made an agreement that you would make your way to me in battle, but it seemed as though someone or something had grown rather fond of you, protecting you. Even now, your soul should have been corrupted long ago by this place, yet here you stand, still untainted. You survived. My contract required your soul. Then there was the dastardly business of the barrier of the inner planes. Finding that little loophole, that little crack, was not an easy feat, let me tell you. But just our luck. I had a few favors to cash in, and a few lowly officers were able to grab you and bring you to my vault.
I'm not his to give.
Yes, well, therein lies the problem. For you see, I never specified the collateral. I did not make the contract myself. I expected my underlings to have the intelligence to take care of that. What I'm saying is that this collateral was not of my accord, but I think we'll be able to help each other with this unfortunate circumstance that has arisen, as unfortunate as it is. A warrior of your caliber, your potential, I see you love the battle as much as I, although I'm sure for different purposes, but still a unique and same idea. You and I are very similar. For you and I, protectors. You don't join the battle for glory, for power as much of these mortals do. You do it for the love of others, to protect those you call dear. That is something very rare, very admired in a warrior.
What do you want? Because I won't give my soul.
I would never. Well, I'm not asking for your soul. And she kind of takes a second, kind of stares at you a little bit more, and finally breaks eye contact, actually looking down and kind of drinks. Again, as I said, I'm a warrior, not a politician, but on to business, Augustus. There's something about you. I enjoy you. You remind me of an old officer in my ranks, and I think you could be of service to me, and I to you. You love others. You love to protect people, right? Well, what better way to protect people of this realm? My people. Our people, than in the glory of battle. I can give you power, freedom, and the valor of battle. If only you join me in my acquiesce. I can give you wealth, the power to do the good you so desperately crave, and greater wonders than these. I would hate to see you waste away in that cell until you eventually break and waste away to nothing, leaving this world and your own world unprotected by you. I'm simply trying to help you. I won't even require a soul contract. I already have the promise of your fathers, which is an incredibly generous offer. One, I can assure you, you will not find anywhere else in the Nine Hells. You are collateral, but I'd hate to see you waste away like a silly trinket locked away in a vault. You are special. You deserve to be the protector you dream to be. It's a no-brainer, Augustus. What do you say?
Really? What do you need?
A companion? Someone to help with the protection? Have you heard of Tiamat?
Have I?
Make a religion check. You're doing so good! Make a religion check.
Oh, definitely didn't get it. That's gonna be 4.
She sees the blank expression in your face. Tiamat is a god. The more colorful dragons, the ones inclined towards destruction, not the goody two-shoes that worship Bahamut. Tiamat, if not kept in check, would seek to take control. If Tiamat were to, this entire region would go into ruin. Not to mention Asmodeus, the ruler of all the Nine Hells, seeks unquestionable rule and control. I simply am here in an attempt to protect this realm, to keep it from being destroyed. All I would ask is that you help aid me in this. The other option is simply staying in that cell, away from everything, away from everyone. You don't deserve that. No one deserves that. I understand not being of use, and I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
Sure. You know, I already worship a god.
I've had another in my ranks, and I'm not asking for worship. I'm asking for companionship. Nothing of the mortal sort, I assure you. I recognize I may be evil, but I'm not a monster. That was a joke. You can smile at that.
Okay. Companionship? In what way?
Sit at my side. Help me when I require it. I won't ask you to kill anyone unless you wish to. Run errands. It's not particularly glamorous, but occasion. Be my eyes and ears if you hear of those planning to help Tiamat or Baal or Asmodeus or any of the sort. Sort of an
That's it.
intern, if you will.
That's it. Just eyes and ears.
As I said, Augustus, I admire you. I admire your heart. I won't ask for your soul unless you ask for something else. Now, if you're interested in a soul contract, I'm always able to help, but
No.
this is not those times. I figured as much. So, the companionship, and she holds out her hand.
Do I have time to think, or is this a one-time deal?
Well, I'd like to get started. We'll remain here until you decide. She goes back and drinks of her wine glass.
Okay, Augie, he is going to try and contact Helm.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna try to just reach out to him.
Okay. How so? Like, just a prayer or like do you get divine intervention? I think that might just be a cleric thing.
I think that's a cleric thing. I don't get that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Just advice, you know.
Okay. No. I'm gonna have you just you can start praying. You can do what you want, and I'll tell you when to roll.
Hey, Helm. I need to ask you something, buddy. Please.
Okay. What are you asking? You don't hear a response.
Yeah, it's fine. Do you think I should do this?
Is that?
Okay, wait. Okay, I'll ask a few other questions.
Yeah. I was like,
Is it? Yeah. Would I be going against my oath if I shook her hand? Just those two.
interesting. Okay. And wait, are you using a spell or anything, or you're just praying?
I'm just praying. I don't have a spell to talk to him.
Okay. Okay. For the first time, you don't hear anything. You don't feel anything. You realize you're alone in your thoughts. This is a decision that is up to you. But that doesn't have to be something that's inherently wrong or bad. You realize in this moment that just because you have a God and you worship a God, there are decisions that can live outside of that. This basically, as a DM, I'm telling you, this is a decision you can make on your own. I will also say, if it helps, you have disadvantage on wisdom saving throws and on any ability checks. Like, you are starving, you are hungry, and she is offering you a lifeboat. In terms of mechanics, if that's your decision at all, I'm not influencing your decision one way or the other. This is completely something that Augie has to decide on his own.
Yeah. He opens his eyes and he sighs. And without saying a word, he looks up to her and holds out his hand.
Okay. She smiles and grasps it. And we're going to take a break. Going to take a quick break. Wow. Okay, I think just a 5-minute break. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Okay.
Oh,
All right.
I'm so excited. Okay, wait, hang on, let me get the...
Interesting. Okay. Sounds good. So we're going to take a quick break. I think like maybe just 5 minutes, just enough for us to stretch our legs, get some...
Yeah.
and
get out of
back.
it.
Yeah, get out of it. Get the crying out.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay. All right. We'll see you guys in 5.
Yeah. Thank you, 5.
All right. Bye. And we're back.
Hello, guys. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's just Miller and I today for doing a special one-on-one session. Had some interesting stuff happen in the first half. Had some great scene work. Good job, partner. Yeah. So I think I might have mentioned this before, or I might not have. We're doing a bit of a time jump. So Augie, it is now 2 years since you made this deal, and you have been working steadfastly under Zariel. You've kind of begun to become a little well known in these parts as kind of being, yeah, as she described it, kind of an unpaid intern, but with like a lot of really good employee benefits. So you've done various things. You've run errands, kind of delivered messages, kept your eyes and ears open. Haven't had to kill anyone. She's never asked you to have to kill anyone. You can decide whether you have or not.
Absolutely not.
Figured. There have been battles, and you've come close. There's been a bit of fighting, but you usually go with someone else. And part of her stipulation, she knows that you don't like to deal the final blow. And while that might be a little bit frustrating for her, just a warrior of her size, she understands. And if that frustration has ever there's never been any real punishment or anything for that in any sense of the word. So it's as of this time that recently you were walking through the kind of down regions of Avernus, out of her flying fortress, as she has asked you to deliver a contract to sign to the shop from here to Avernus, which is part of the Wandering Emporium, which you have actually never been to, but you have heard and have been warned to take care to not spend more than you have. And you've been down here a while, 2 years. So you've gotten used to kind of the dealings of devils. It's kind of like little Augie from the Midwest has gone to the big city, and it's been 2 years. You kind of know the tough walk, the keep your eyes forward. You know, you got a little bit of chip on your shoulder now. You know, like take no shit kind of thing. But as you approach the Wandering Emporium, which is a huge kind of almost circus-like tent of billowing red and purple, a huge kind of bizarre marketplace meets circus. You kind of go up to it, just past the entrance, you see there is almost like a U shape of these huge looking metallic kind of motorcycles almost that you recognize as 1 second, let me get to my notes. Oh no, I had it up. Infernal war machines. So you know that the Emporium itself has this, and there's a collection of brightly like colored tents that are kind of all pushed together around this large encompassing circle one. And it's almost like an oasis of sorts. They even have a little bit of green grass magically growing around the outside of this. And yeah, the war machines make kind of like a horseshoe around the front. And you hear like little soft music and just inviting smells kind of wafting from the front as a gentle breeze pushes from the tent flaps, kind of blowing your hair back majestically, if you'd like to describe your new appearance.
Yes.
Years
okay,
later.
so Augie no longer has the long hair. He has cut it. He now has an undercut. So it's, short on the side, and at the top it's like this poof of curly fluff. He looks older, He looks his jaw kind of went in a bit more. It's more sharp. His shoulders kind of got a bit bigger. He still wears the maroon getup that Kate explained before that he had on, but
I
now he has
don't
his
think I
chainmail.
described it.
Did you?
Well, yes, the under stuff. Yes, sorry.
Yeah, the under stuff. But now on top there's a black jerkin that is detailed. It's like small gold details going up this way and around. And also there's on the edge of like his of the arm there's the gold details, and on the bottom it's very much like his old one except now black. His chainmail's now also black as well, and his shield still has the symbol of helm on it, but instead of the normal blue and gold and white that was on it, it's now a solid. Let's give a solid black with the helm symbol in a nice maroon. And it has that a little bit of magma that we've seen through all over all over the buildings. The magma is in the helm symbol as well. And I'm sure I'll come up with more details for the shield as I think about it, but that is what I have so far.
No worries. And I just want to say, during the break, we kind of talked briefly. We gave you Augie a few little more toys with the position that he's now in. Kind of just telling you that the plate armor is shifted. So I just want to make it clear, none of this has been planned together. I mean, I planned it obviously, but
yeah,
just to note that's really all you missed. Is we were just like saying like, by the way, come up with we're gonna age up 2 years. So
would Augie have gotten armor or just the same chainmail as before?
Oh, I thought you had plate armor. Do you not?
No, I do. I have plate armor. I'm pretty sure it's just chainmail.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, it would be plate. Oh, then it would be plate armor.
Okay.
If you so wish.
Yes, I would like him to finally have armor.
Okay, you're still gonna have disadvantage on stealth checks. I'm telling you that right now.
That is totally fine. A chainmail gave that to me anyway.
So then go ahead and get rid of the chainmail and add the plate armor.
Plate heavy armor right here. Okay.
Yeah. Make sure it's not like +1 or anything. It's just your normal armor.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Does that update your armor class at all or anything?
Good question. Yeah, it's 20.
Ooh, nice. Ooh,
machine tank.
Yeah, very heavy tank. But yeah, no, good. Let me just double check. Plate armor. Yeah. Nice. Yep. Okay, so yeah, you've got now nice, good old plate armor that's just covered. Yeah. I thought you had plate armor all along. Oh man.
No, chainmail, dude.
Bro. Yeah, so it gets very hot very easily in this plate armor. So you find when you're doing these errands and things, you're very eager to kind of get them over with, get them done so that you can go back to your current abode and just strip that all off and not be wearing that for the day. Because it gets quite warm down here.
I'm sure.
If you went down to the lower layers of hell, I'm sure it would be different. But nevertheless, we shall continue on. Mm-hmm. So you go over to the Wandering Emporium, this kind of tent setup. And yeah, you've never been here before, but you see what appears to be a smiling smiling human man with very tan, dark skin and a beard with a mustache beard combo with some stripes of white and black. He has a bandana, kind of purple with yellow stripes, that's holding his hair back, and very kind eyes, very smiling wide. He's wearing a kind of navy shirt and a large brown thing with a dagger sticking right out, very prominent, and a light blue shawl with some very interesting kind of colored loose pants, one of which matches the bandana with kind of a purple and yellow stripe going one way, and then the other side is almost like a peacock pattern of purple with yellow kind of feathers and the little eye. It's very pompous and ridiculous as he says, "Ah, a new customer. Welcome, welcome to the Wandered Emporium. My name's Mahadi. How can I help you today?"
Do I know the name of the person I need to give the contract to?
All you've been told is that you need to go to from here to Avernus, and the shopkeeper's owner is Fetala. FHET dash, or like little
The thing.
thing. HHAHLA. I cannot spell out loud. FHET little thing AHLA. Like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Great. Yes, but this is Mahadi, Mahadi, and
Ooh,
you know that he
spelled
is
that
the
right.
owner of the Wandering Emporium.
And that reminds me of Mr. Like what is the movie called? Mr. Nagoro Wanderer Emporium. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. Bit different than that. That's very, very much lighthearted, and this is a bit.
Yeah. I wouldn't think. Okay. Sorry, I'm not a customer. I'm looking for Fatala.
Oh, of course. Come in, but first, that plate armor looks so heavy and uncomfortable. You must come in. You must. Please, I invite you to come to the Infernal Rapture first. Get a nice warm meal in your belly. We have some wonderful meals. We also have a free spa service. We have service to anything you need. You look as though you're not quite from necessarily around here. Are you from another plane? We have means to access your favorite meal. Tell me anything you.
Okay.
All right. I'm more than happy to help you find Petala. They're around, but first, are you sure I can't interest you in any delightful dining and spa services? We have 4 Michelin stars.
I'm sure.
Okay. So, Petala, that's quite the common name. Is there any particular location, any sort of.
I was just told that Fatala would be here.
Ah.
And is it really a common name?
Roll an insight check. With disadvantage, actually.
Okay, yeah.
Insight check with disadvantage.
Okay.
Oh, wait. No, you're good, actually. You don't have to do disadvantage because, yeah.
Dope.
You're fine.
Okay, it's gonna be 15.
15? It's not super common. Like, it's not like Sam or Ben or something, but, like, it's enough that on little keychains you would be able to find it in Everness.
Okay.
Like it's you'd
Okay.
be able to find it on keychains, but it's not like a Sarah.
Okay. I get that.
It's like a Cameron.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not interested. Thank you. Can you tell me, please, where to find him?
Oh, yes, I think I know. Yes, here. Are you looking for the messenger tent?
Am I looking for him? Do I know if I'm looking
Yes.
for a messenger?
The
Okay,
sword
cool.
is from here to Avernus.
Okay.
That's the
So,
story.
okay. Yes, I am.
Ah, wonderful. Right this way. I'll have one of the many workers here escort you personally. And if there's, again, anything I can do to help, please let me know. And please, after you finish your errand, come by the Infernal Rapture.
Of course.
Wonderful. And you know he's full of shit, but at the same time,
Yeah.
something so charismatic about him. Like, even though he's full of shit, like, and you've kind of gotten used to being able to see through that, he's so gracious and just absolutely genuine in his way of interacting with you. Like, even when you're kind of shutting him down, he's still just gracious and open. But you watch as, ironically, a large suit of armor just approaches and just, he goes, yes, can you please escort him, this fine gentleman here to, from here to Avernus, please? Thank you so much. And the armor kind of just begins walking. And he goes, have a wonderful time in the Wandering Emporium.
You too.
All right. So you follow, and you pass a number of different kind of small booths and stuff of different colors. There appears to be a large kind of the largest one as you watch is kind of in the back and takes up most of the tent, which is this large purple tent with like flaps, and that's where you hear the music and the good smells and things coming from. As you walk by, there is a red tent that's less of a tent and appears to be made of almost iron as you hear ping, choo, choo, choo. That's a really bad way to describe it, but basically you hear the sound of like blacksmith. Yeah. That was me trying and failing to do like the
No, I got it. It couldn't have been that bad.
hey, there we go. You walk past one, actually, whereas everything else is filled with light and color. You walk past this one tent that is very small and black, just like a pure black tent. Like, you can't even really tell. Like, it looks as though it's almost made from shadow itself. And there is a dark green coming from it. And as you walk past, like, the smell kind of hits, and it's this, like, sulfuric, like, awful, one of the worst things you've ever smelled in your life. Like, it smells so bad. And then you walk to one more that is a large orange tent, and kind of hear some cheers and things coming from that side. And kind of peeking in, you see what appears to be almost like white picket fence on the inside, and has some kind of strange, almost like small, tiny worm-like things kind of just moving around. You don't see much. It's just like a little glimpse, and it's like a small, almost like light purple worm. And just it's just like a little like but eventually you are taken to a nice, it's a simple kind of, in comparison to everything else in here, it's a simple white tent, and it's crystal clean, it's pure white tent. And On the top, it says from here to Averness, and there's a little arrow in the E, so it looks like the Fed elf logo, but not
Yes.
quite, because it looks like a little strange. And the plate of armor stops for a second, kind of swivels around to you, and just kind of bows from the midsection, and then wanders off.
Okay. I'll go in.
Okay. Walking inside, you see, again, very simple furnishings. There's a simple white space, table, kind of counter. The name is counter. That is pretty close to the front. It's a small place for customers. There's an imp in front of you, kind of holding a large package and kind of flying at the side. Behind, there is a large number of packages and small kind of portals that are behind, and a door that is fixed, strangely enough, and goes into the back flap of the tent and kind of disappears beyond. In front, there is an Amnizu, which is that creature that was next. It was the two creatures that were next to you in the cell, oh, so many years ago. That large, kind of like bald, green, huge, elongated head. It's kind of blobby. It's got at least like 12 double chins going down, with large
Look them up.
white robes that match kind of the thing, and it's got a small. He's got a small cap on. That has the logo of From Here to Avernus on, and large white flowing robes that don't look quite as well kept as the rest. There's a couple there's sweat stains under the pits, and like a little bit of like grease stains like around the neck area. It's not a good look. He looks crazy as hell.
Dang. Poor dude.
So, the imp in front of you is finishing a transaction, and you see as the imp has a couple gold coin, or not gold coins, soul coins, which you are aware of. You have some yourself, and passes forward 5, and you hear Fetala say, "Thank you for your service and and your patronage," and tosses it back into one of those portals and disappears into the back, and the imp kind of and goes and flies past you, kind of out of there, kind of nodding to you as it goes out again, and he goes, "What's up?"
I'm just curious. Would I know if those portals, if they're just can only go through hell, or if they can pass planes?
Make an Arcana check.
11.
Okay. You get the sense that these are those flavored little tubes at like banks and things like that. They go
Okay.
that I did to just make it look cooler than just like tubes into the back. But you do know that there are portals that go places such as like that. You know that this particular place is very good at traveling across the planes. The outer planes, it's lower fee because in recent years the inner planes have been very, very difficult to get into, but have found a portal and such that way somehow. So inner plane is a bit difficult, but you know that yours is to go to the inner plane. It's a contract that needs to be delivered to someone on in the Shadowfell, actually.
Okay.
And so Fetala goes, "Ah, yes, and for you, my armored friend."
Oh, I need this delivered to someone in the Shadowfell.
Oh, Shadowfell is in our plane, yes. So, well, is it just the single parchment? Is there any sort of parcel or anything of note? No. All right.
No.
That's fine. Let's see. And he kind of takes a little thing and dings up and makes little digital noises, and a little piece of paper comes out, and he goes, that would come out to 2 soul coins.
All right. So I'll give them 2 with my 10. I want to make
You have
10.
10. You have 10.
Okay, so I'll give them 2.
Which, by the way, these soul coins are very expensive. Just to note. So
Yeah,
this is like,
they're like 10 gold piece.
they're 100 gold piece.
They're 100.
You actually, if you want, this is also the location that you know that you can exchange gold coins for soul coins, or vice versa, if you wish. Kind of like he's the exchange. He's good for.
Gotcha. I'll probably wait just in case I need them.
Okay. And he goes, yes, thank you very much. And he, without even looking, he tosses it back and he goes, is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, thank you for your help.
Of course. Have a great day.
You as well.
Okay. And you just go out. Right. Make a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
No. Oh no. 8.
Okay. So you don't manage to get out of the way in time as you feel like, and you see something fly directly into your head and fall flat on the ground. It doesn't hurt. It's nothing. It's just kind of startling.
Yeah,
and
jarring.
Down, and what you see is almost like a small paper bird that is folded up, like a small origami paper bird that has been folded up and is now kind of fluttering softly at the base of your feet.
Oh, I'll pick it up and read it. Guessing it's a letter.
Yeah. So you take the time to unfold it, and you actually see something that is written in Celestial, which you speak. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So you read in Celestial, it says, meet me in the infernal rapture, private bath C. Say you are a friend of Tiller. Come alone. And it is unsigned.
Wait, okay, so meet me in the infernal rapture.
Private bath C.
Private what?
Say, private bath, like a bath. Say you are a friend of Tiller. Come alone. Tiller spelled Tiller.
Hey. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even connect that. That's great.
Okay.
Make an intelligence check. I'm just curious.
Okay. Intelligence. He's it's 11. And I'm here. I'm gonna go. I'm here. I just gotta grab something.
Oh no,
you can explain. I'm here.
You're fine. No, I don't think I will.
Okay.
I was just curious if you would connect something, but I don't believe so. And that's fine.
Do I recognize the handwriting?
No.
Okay. Do I know Celestial is common for people to speak down here? Or if it's mainly Infernal and common?
It's very rare. It's Celestial.
Okay.
The 9 hells, like Celestial and Infernal are basically the exact opposite. It's like Celestial is spoken in heaven, and this is spoken in hell. Like, it's like that kind of like Mount Celestia versus gods and devils. It's the exact opposite, and it's like weird.
Okay. I've also fully used up all my notes, so I have to grab post-it notes.
Oh, so exciting! Congratulations!
Thank you. First time that's happened.
Okay, yeah. So you receive this, and it's written in Celestial.
Do I know anyone that speaks Celestial down here, or am I really the only one that I know of?
Down here? Let me check something. That's an interesting, one second. I am curious and I'm going to look something up because I think, okay, yeah. So Zariel, speaks all languages.
Okay.
Beyond that, there is no one, but you also would be able to recognize her handwriting as you have been on the receiving end of many errands to deliver documents of hers and things of that nature. And you don't recognize that handwriting.
Okay. Okay. That's okay. And the infernal, I'm guessing that, what is it called? The infernal rapture, is that, do I know where that is?
The Infernal Rapture is the tent that Mahadi was trying to get you to
Oh, okay. Yeah.
go in.
Gotcha.
It's the large purple tent that takes up the majority of this place.
All right. So I'm gonna see if anyone's looking at me while I head that way. um, that's a 4, but my passive is 12.
Okay. So you make your way to the Infernal Rapture. You're being really quiet. Your plate armor makes you so quiet. No one seems
yeah.
Okay, I will
sure.
say with perception as well. You know that you tend to draw attention because there are not a lot of humans down here. And it's very rare that you have managed to maintain your human facade. Usually their souls tend to kind of warp into more tiefling-like features or devil-like features, demon-like features, fiendish. You have managed to maintain all semblances. I mean, you cut your hair and stuff, but you are still very much Augie. You've grown older, but you're still human. So it's a little strange. And people also recognize that you basically, like, Zariel is the president, and you're like the kid of the president. Like, it's like, whoa, when did Malia Obama get here? What the heck?
Okay.
In terms of, like, renown in this region. So it's just kind of like, oh, okay.
Cool.
A little bit more secretive than Malia Obama, but, that kind of. Okay.
All right, cool.
Okay. So you make your way to the Infernal Rapture, and outside of the gate, actually, Mahadi is standing there. And he goes, so you decided to come after all. We're so welcome to have you. Please come in, come in. All are welcome.
Thank you.
Can stay as long as you.
Thank you. I was actually looking for the private bath seat. I'm a friend of Tiller.
Oh, yes, we did have that patron come in. Yes, allow me to escort you myself. Such a wonderful, distinguished guest as you. Oh, we'd be more than happy to welcome you in. So he opens the flap, and you're kind of greeted with a burst of kind of sweet-smelling rose-like steam. And as you enter, it's warmer in here, but not an unpleasant kind of warm, because there's also a gentle breeze. It's almost like you have a perfect temperature. And the plate armor you're wearing seems to get a little bit lighter. Just a little bit. Not enough to be like floating, but just it feels as though you're walking on a cloud as you enter. And he kind of is using these grand gestures and showing you around. And you look, and everywhere it's kind of covered in these large mixtures and like checkerboard marble floor of obsidian and marble. and there are pillars and archways of this strange black and white mix that extends everywhere and out far. As you walk past and you are led through this pristine location, there are a number of patrons, mostly all devilish, that are sitting in large baths with servants surrounding them. Many are holding plates, some with fruit, some with different kinds of things. Some of them are performing bath services like, pedicure, things of that nature, like skincare, foot treatment. You've got the pit fiend sitting up there with foot up, like like there's massage. It is luxurious. This is gluttonous. It's enjoyment almost to excess. And it's just absolutely wonderful. And you're kind of you just vaguely hear Mahadi discussing the dinner menu, the dining menu, anything that you might desire. And he says, and light spa treatment and spa services are included with the dining. It's only 1 soul coin for the entirety of your meal. If you're looking for something from another plane, we can get it to you from here. 5 coins for anything from the outer plane. 10 soul coins for anything from the inner planes. And of course, if you're looking for specialty services, if you're looking for scar treatments, I noticed something of that, or if you're looking for more healing medicinal remedies, those will cost at an additional soul coin per service rendered. If you, for instance, are missing an arm or a leg or so, we'd be more than happy to replace that for just 1 extra soul coin. And let's be real, it's a place to relax and enjoy yourself. So feel free to, as he's kind of leading you through the private baths. Eventually, actually, it's fun, like, as you keep walking, like, there's, like, a pit fiend in the corner that's got, like, the cucumbers on the eye. Like, it's super fun. It's the bathhouse in Spirited Away, but, like, meets like, Squirrel Nut Zipper's hell is the best way I can describe it.
What a combo.
I don't know if you know what that is, but, like...
I just imagine Spirited Away as like just darker and more hellish with demons and spooky.
It's comical seeing these fiendish creatures just absolutely just relaxing just in this. It's kind of comical. You see one you see like a salamander that's got like a little like the hair wrap up on top and things like that. So finally, he leads you over and he goes, and our private bath, which has, your friend here has already paid for your service, so you're more than welcome to it. As he opens, there's another gust of wind. This one smells of honey and nectar. As he leads you over to a large bath, and there is a strangely, a very kind of perfectly toned and lightly tanned man. What appears to be a human man in peak condition with golden sandy hair, just styled to look perfectly windswept. And he isn't wearing a shirt, but he's wearing aviator sunglasses. And he doesn't seem to be paying any attention to you. But when he sees you, he instantly darts up out of the water and rushes over, barreling you into a big hug. And he says,
Kate!
These are the only sunglasses I have near me, so...
It's totally fine.
And he says, hey, Augie, I've been waiting for you so long. Come in.
Augie is gonna give him the biggest bear hug, and he's not gonna let go for like a good 2 minutes.
Okay, bring it in, buddy. It's okay. He kind of pats you on the back. You notice, actually, I'm not going to wear these for this because these are impossible to see through. I can, no.
Yeah, you're fine.
He is wearing, he looks like a surfer. He looks like a surfer dude from Cali. Looks like he goes to like Venice Beach every weekend, and like that's all he does. He's wearing surfer trunks, like swim trunks that are white with little gold versions of his symbol on them.
Oh,
By the way,
my God.
you recognize as Helm in a mortal form. And as you're squeezing him, he looks a little bit taken aback, but isn't thrown off by the strength at all. Like he's just kind of patting you, like this dude's ripped, and also,
Yeah.
like he's not paying it any mind, and just like holds you, and he says, "I've been trying to help you," or well, yeah, it's easy to actually get involved, kind of more in the outer planes. The inner planes are sort of on lockdown. I really can't stay here too long, but I wanted to just see how you are. I haven't been able to contact you. You doing okay, man?
As
Great,
well as
this makes it so much better.
You're good. You're good. Well, as well as someone in my position could be.
I
You
know.
look good.
I've been trying to watch you, keep my eye on you, but it's hard. There's a lot going on, but
Yeah. What happened to you when I communicated with you those years ago, way back when I was still on my normal plane? It was like you were blocked.
yeah, man. There's a barrier that's up. It's like you try to get in. It's like whoa, can't get in. You know. And I tried, and I was like, "Yo, let me in." They were like, "No." So, I tried to send some good vibes, and like I hope that was good. Sending vibes. But hey, look, I don't have that long to talk, but I wanted to talk to you about Zariel. Just wanted to talk. What do you know about her, man?
I know she's sort of in charge around here.
Yeah.
Deals with a lot of contracts. What else do I know about her? I mean, it's been 2 years. I probably have more information.
History check.
Oh, okay, this is gonna be good. 22.
Okay. He'll say all this, but you pretty much know a lot of this. He says, "Well, you say that, and you know a little bit more." But he says, "Well, she wasn't always the ruler of Avernus. Did you know? Did you know? She actually used to reside on Celestia as an angel." But even then, she was so impetuous and desperate to find glory days in the supposed Great War. And when she couldn't find that Great War, she joined the Blood War and fell into the snare of the Nine Hells and was defeated as an angel, and then arose as the Archduchess of Avernus. Whoa! Mondo bummer for Celestia and stuff, but she was always desperate to get into battle. It was gonna happen sooner or later. And this is the part that you don't know, and he kind of takes his things down to talk to you. And he says, now Avernus has fallen to ruin from the Blood War, as is all of hell. It's kind of become a wasteland of the battlefields, and she believes what she's doing is righteous. She's trying to protect the realm, but with her corruption and that protection is more stifling and inhibiting. It's not allowing the healing process to grow. It's like having like a flower under the sweltering sun and providing shade from the rays by bringing it inside. Flower still needs the sun, you know, even if it's scorching out. He kind of looks and he's like, "This isn't working." It's like an overprotective mother she feels towards this realm, you know. And sometimes, gotta let the bird fly off to college, you know. Sometimes you need that stuff to grow. Humans and people, they overcome to grow. You feel?
Yeah. So, do you want me to do something
And
about
he
that?
he actually takes the sunglasses off and he averts his gaze. He doesn't look you in the eye. He has kind of bright, like he's not looking at you purposefully. Make an insight check actually with that.
Let's inside 18.
Okay. You know that as a god, even in things like forms of mortal forms and things like that, there's still extreme power because he is a very powerful god. And you get the feeling, or since it's Helm, you get the vibe that his if his eyes would probably cause some kind of radiant damage if he were to directly cast them at something or someone.
Yeah.
And he says, I believe that Zariel can be brought back to the light. There's this artifact, her sword, which she fought with as an angel, you know, artifact of Celestia and all that, that helps the wielder come back to the light, but only if they're worthy. Now, I know you and your friends are dealing with a lot right now, but if you have matters more pressing, totally get that. You know, sometimes to protect others, we gotta weigh pros and cons. But when you get the chance, you're the only person that I know is worthy, and I think that you and your friends and stuff might be strong enough eventually to take up this mantle and attempt to help her find her way back. And he kind of puts his glasses back on and brings his eyes up. Would you be willing to do something like that?
So you want me to make her an angel again?
Maybe not even that, just... I mean, bro, like, she looks like Darth Vader without any of the stuff on. Like, that's gotta be painful, you know? If we bring her back to the light, then maybe we can help save this place in general, you know?
So, so hell is in ruin, basically. Like nothing's prospering. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, not at all. I mean, have you looked down here?
I wouldn't know what else to think of it.
That's fair. That's fair, my man. I mean, just like,
Okay.
look, you don't have to commit to anything now. Don't worry about it, bro. Help is on the way. People are coming. Don't worry about it. But I just want you to think about it. Look,
Who's
I,
coming?
I gotta go. I gotta go pretty soon. I can't really reside here for long, but just hang tight. I believe in you, all right?
What, people are coming?
He's gonna go up and he's gonna gently kiss you on the forehead, ruffle your hair. He's gonna say, "All right, bro. Remember, I believe in you. All right. Even if I can't answer, you're still my vibes. All right." Okay. Don't worry about. Have a meal on me. I already paid for it. Don't even worry about it, dude. All right. See ya. And he walks out the front of and Spears.
I love him so much. Okay. Yeah, Augie is definitely going to have a meal in there.
Okay. Yeah, it's delicious. It's like it's not vegetarian. Nothing down here is. Um, just a note. It's like, but you've got this really good. It's almost like a pate. I don't know gourmet food. I know nothing about meat, but they do. Um, it's delicious. You get like this purple kind of appetizer sitting in this nice plum sauce that seems to have some weird orange like spirals sticking out of it. It's the main meal is it's like this beautiful almost blue kind of like spread, and sitting in the middle is a large steak of some kind, although you can't quite place what the meat is, but it's really good. It's delicious. It's not human.
That's
And
good.
dessert, you get these large kind of these 3 silver mounds that are just sitting perfectly domed, and actually as you cut into one, it almost seems to have like this eruption of like aroma that spills out, and this light white liquid kind of pours out, and it's served with coffee and tea, and they kind of come up with like small wine pairings if you so wish. Like, it's decadent. It is so good. And actually, it counts as a hero's feast spell if you want.
Wait, what does the hero's feast do again?
So, oh gosh, I know you can't be frightened. You get a certain amount of temporary hit points. Let me double check Hero's
I'll
Feast
take that.
spell. Where is it? I had it bookmarked and then I lost it because I closed it. Why did I close my book? Okay. Yeah. So you're cured of all diseases and poison. You're immune to poison and being frightened. You get wisdom saving throws with an advantage, and you get 2d10 extra hit points. So I'll roll that. You get, oh, I rolled really bad. 3 extra hit points, temporary hit points.
Okay, that's fine.
And yeah.
How long does that last for?
That lasts for 24 hours.
Nice.
Yes, I believe. I think 24 hours of the next long rest. Enough to cover this one-on-one.
Okay, cool.
Justin, no, I'll tell you that actually. But Mahadi comes up and says, "Anything else I can help with?" Again, I noticed that you have that scar. We'd be happy. Just want an extra soul coin. This was already paid for. Why not let us help? Anything, really.
You can get rid of the scar.
Yeah, yes, well, actually, we can. Yes, just for 1 extra soul coin. 1 paltry soul coin. How much can that cost? I'm gonna make you make a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage, actually, against Mahadi.
Oh. Oh, well, oh, that was cocked. That's fine. It was still bad. Oh, God, my saving throw. No, never mind. That's going to be 18.
Okay, it's up to you. you aren't immediately compelled. You aren't compelled to do so.
No, thank you.
Okay. Are you sure?
But I know that I was charmed, right? Like that he tried to charm me.
It's not a charm. I mean,
Well,
it's charming.
yes. Am I aware that he tried to do something?
He didn't try to do something. He's just really he's just charismatic. It was
Oh,
magical.
okay.
It's just the raw power of how charismatic.
Charisma. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And he goes, how about we have dream therapy if that's what you wish. We have
I am
whole
okay.
body
I
restoration.
think I'm going.
And he's just, as you kind of walk out, he's following you and he's like, anything else we can assist with? Like, kind of hurrying his servants around, kind of like following you out, like, let's go, lesbians! Like, following you, trying to tempt you.
Oh my god. No, I'm just gonna walk out. I'm not even gonna pay attention to them.
Okay. Okay. So you walk out and you step out back into hell as Mahadi calls. Come by the Wandering Emporium anytime you wish, really. We will always be here. Well, not always be here, but you will always be able to find us in your heart if you so wish.
I'm just not paying any attention.
Okay. So as you walk out, you kind of breathe, kind of analyze what occurred because of this errand. And do you want to do anything else?
No, I'm gonna head back to wherever I usually am.
Okay. You head back to your room on Zariel's Flying Fortress. And that's where we're going to end this one-on-one.
Oh
Wow.
my god!
Thank you guys so much for joining. We really appreciate you guys coming out here. So thank you guys so much. And you will be able to see the rest of Tavern as they attempt to maybe come down here, maybe rescue. Maybe they'll just move on. Who knows?
Wow, that would be a blow. It's a real big blow to him. Is he aware of like the time? Like, does he think that like of how time is different in hell than on the plane?
We'll talk.
Okay, we'll talk. Cool.
So, guys, just a heads up so that you guys are aware. Miller, if you don't mind staying a little bit after, we're going to end the stream and then we're going to talk and figure out where Augie's going to be for the next little bit. And then you guys hopefully will get to see us soon on Saturday. So, hopefully this weekend. Hopefully. With the rest of Tavern kind of recovering in the aftermath of this. Miller, thank you so much.
Thank you so
guys.
much, Kate.
Wow, this is a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. It's a very different flavor from what we've been doing, but
I love it. I love it down there.
it's pretty. Yeah. All right. I think we will see you guys. But, yeah. Stay safe. Stay breezy. God, oh, may the light of Helm protect you. So,
Yeah. Reuse.
thanks for joining us in our little thing of Augie's Lost Days. Session
Thanks, guys.
34.5? I don't know.
I'll just say that it's the number. Like it's not going to be a 0.5. I feel like it just makes sense if it's its own.
It's its own thing.
It's its own thing. All right, I will end the stream. Bye, guys.